Hey everybody! So previously, I did a video about Barry Galbraith's comping book and some things that I took from it as a whole. Well, that video has been doing pretty well, at least for my channel, and I've been asked multiple times to do a part 2 to that. So today, we're going to take a look at more Barry Galbraith comping tricks. Let's check it out right now. In today's video, I'm going to cover two concepts from Barry Galbraith's comping book and talk about how we can put them back into our own playing. Those are expanding chords and chromaticism. So expanding chords, what does that mean? Another way to put it is if you had the same chord that lasts for 2 bars or more, how do you play it while still sounding interesting and not just playing the same voicing over and over again? In Barry's book, he shows us a couple ways that we can do that. Our first example comes from his etude called Nowhere, which is just the changes to the great standard out of nowhere. The first chord in the song is G major 7. Here's what he plays over this. All he's doing is he's taking the 2 top notes of our guitar voicing and moving them through whatever scale the voicing is from. So in this case, the song is in G and we're playing a G major 7. So those top 2 voices, we're gonna move through the key of G. This is a super simple and easy way to expand just one chord. Then once you know how to take those top 2 notes of whatever voicing you're doing and move it through whatever key or mode you're in, then what you can do is take notes from that mode or key and add it to those intervals. You can also find voicings on the guitar neck that have those 2 intervals in them. Here's an example of what I mean, using this concept from Barry Galbraith's book. Another way that Barry shows us how to expand chords is through something called chord planing. What this means is just taking a scale that whatever chord you're playing is from and playing all the notes of that scale up and down with chords. Here's how he uses it over Out of Nowhere. So you can see this concept works really well over the first couple bars and changes of this song. He builds on that idea later in the etude and plays this. You can also use this concept to lead into other chords as well. He does this on his etude over the C blues. On bar 7 of the blues, he uses chord planing to lead into our E minor 7, which goes to A7. Check it out. Remember to always think about what scale or mode you're in, or whatever that chord is in, to figure out what all the other chords you can play when chord planing are. Here are a couple examples using this concept. So the second topic that I want to cover today from Barry Galbraith's comping book is chromaticism. This is just simply using chord shapes to chromatically enclose whatever our chord that we're playing is. In its most simplest form, it sounds like this. Now there's nothing wrong with doing that. In fact, moving chord shapes up and down chromatically can really add interest to your comping, and it's really easy to do. However, Barry shows us some ways that we can extend that idea a little bit. Here's our first example of how Barry would use chromaticism. So what he's using is using a pedal tone or a common tone to connect these 2 chromatic guitar voices together. This is a great way to add interest to any dominant chord. Here's another way he uses pedal tones. Again, he's using the F on the top of these chords to connect both our B flat major and our B major together. The second way Barry shows us how to use chromaticism is through a concept called kesh. This means chromatic embellishment of static harmony, which means taking one note of our voicing and moving it chromatically. Here is an example again from Out of Nowhere. As you can see, he took the root of this voicing and chromatically moved it down to the natural seventh. Here's another example. Same thing. He took the natural 7 and now he moved it to the flat 7. Try this concept with any chord shape. Take one voice from it and move it chromatically, either up or down, and you'll get some really interesting tension and release lines. So you can see there's a lot that we can do from this concept of expanding chords and using chromaticism. I would very highly recommend purchasing this book so that way you can get more of these ideas and concepts under your own belt. Plus, if you arrange for horns or for a big band, this is a really great way to expand chords and not just have everyone play the same thing all the time. I hope you enjoyed this lesson about Barry Galbraith's comping book. If you want more lessons covering his books, let me know in the comments section below. Also, tell me how you expand and use chromaticism in your own comping. I'd love to hear how you guys approach this exact same thing. If you like what I'm doing here on YouTube, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps me out. Plus, you can always unsubscribe later. Thanks for watching again, and remember to always keep swinging.